Hello, everybody. This is David Evans from Washington, D.C. We are here today on a special sneak preview of the Prison Freedom Show. I am so happy again for my co-host from Chicago, Brother O. We have a brother on. We're going to briefly do this right quick, and then we're going to beam it in on Monday with everybody. But just talk about the brother you got coming on, man. What we're going to talk about for a minute.
All right. So right now we're going to talk about ILCHEP, which is the Illinois Coalition for Higher Education in Prisons. And so I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to introduce him. Tony Pizarro, he's here, and he's a member of ILCHEP. And I'll allow him to be able to, talk a little bit about himself. And so how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for the invitation and giving me this opportunity to speak.
All right. So just introduce yourself. Tell them a little bit about yourself and ILCHEP and what ILCHEP is for those who don't know.
So my name is Antonio Pizarro, as you stated. I am the owner of Kintsugi LLC. I'm originally from Baltimore. I now reside in Chicago. I'm an assistant director and lecturer at North Park University. I am on the steering committee with ILCHEP. ILCHEP stands for Illinois Coalition for Higher Education in Prison. It's essentially a coalition of those who are instructors, universities, and formerly incarcerated individuals, as well as students against mass incarceration, who have formed a coalition to combat the institutional racism and the biases and some of the systemic issues that prevent people of color from matriculating or essentially having a successful pathway throughout their college years, their middle school, high school years, for just various reasons from the school to prison pipeline model. So I guess that's what ILCHEP is. It also has other entities of individuals that focus on reentry and creating various opportunities for people that are system impacted. So just because you've never been to prison does not mean that you're not system impacted. System impacted means that you have suffered some kind of constraints that prevented you from access to various things within society that you should have access to.
All right, thank you. And I'm glad that you were able to clarify those things, because a lot of people don't understand that as far as how the profundity to what system impacted means, right? Because they think that it's just a person that's been incarcerated. So I'm glad that you were able to explain that for us. Another question: how long have you been a member of ILCHEP, and how did you find out about ILCHEP initially?
So I have been a member for a little over a year of ILCHEP. So I am someone that was formerly incarcerated. So essentially, I received newly discovered evidence that the police withheld, and I was able to prove that I was incarcerated for a crime that I did not commit. So I met Dr. Rivers and Sarah Ross within Stateville Correctional Facility. And through meeting them when I was released, they asked Flora, who is directing the ILCHEP, to interview me and see if I would be someone that would have interest in serving on the steering committee. So I submitted a bio, and essentially there was a vote. So I have been serving in that capacity for a little over a year, and that's how I became involved. And one of the reasons I came involved is to essentially, advocate for individuals who are spending time in prison, and everyone that is in prison did not necessarily do a crime while they were in prison. Also, some individuals in prison have actually rehabilitated, repented, and matured. So it's almost as if, when people heard formerly incarcerated or they heard people that have been to prison, there was a generalization based on the narratives, the stigmas, and the myth, without necessarily looking at the historical issues that led to the framing of a carceral person to be labeled the way they are.
All right. Thank you. And so this is the Prison Freedom Show. This on the PIC TV network. I'm Mariah Meadows, and I am with Tony Pizarro, and member of ILCHEP. And so there is an event that's coming up pretty soon. It's called the Alumni Association. Could you tell us about what the Alumni Association is, who is it is for, and what is its purpose?
The Alumni Association is essentially students who have taken classes within a prison setting, whether incarcerated or free students. So there are various inside-out programs. So some students have actually completed their degrees in prison and transitioned to society. Some students have chosen to go inside of a prison and pursue higher ed and obtain their degrees. So from my perspective, it makes no sense to invest millions of dollars into a prison education program, but you do not turn around and invest at least a couple $1,000s into the re-entry component. So from my perspective, the degree isn't worth the ink that it is written with if there are not opportunities or people that are assisting those upon re-entry to get a foot into some of these institutions or job places. So the Alumni Association is essentially bringing those who have taken classes in an inside-out setting to come together and allow those higher education institutions and allies to come together to provide the support. Because when most institutions created an alumni association, they did not do it with a person being incarcerated in mind. So if you have a felony, if you have been to prison, there are gaps in your record. If you have been isolated, there are social skills that you have lacked because of being away. So the Alumni Association focuses on using the collective resources and networking opportunities to focus on this group of people. And when you look at Chicago Votes or Prison Illinois, a lot of them are students who participated in inside-out programs. Nevertheless, there is no space where those students who went inside can also collaborate with those students who are now free and create something meaningful that targets mass incarceration and the school to prison pipeline. So eventually we should start focusing on stop feeding the system rather than only going to try to rehabilitate people after they get in the system.
All right. Oh, so can you tell us when is the event for the Alumni Association?
The event is March 31st from 6:30 to 8:30. It will be live streamed and it will also be in person, hosted at Adler University. There is a link that that I can provide to you and you can provide to the audience. And essentially, anyone can watch, anyone can present. Anyone that has an interest in being an ally can come and participate. And an ally could be anything in any way. So understand that to be a member of the Alumni Association, you have to be someone that has taken a class inside of a prison setting, whether and does not matter if you are free or were formerly incarcerated, as long as you have taken one class of higher ed in the prison setting. And then there are the allies, those who will come along to come in these spaces to help individuals socialize, teach them proper etiquette with job interviewing, or just helping them reacclimate with what it looks like to truly be in a community of support and love.
All right, thank you. And I didn't know whether, because I had a little background noise myself, wasn't quite sure whether you had mentioned the date, but just in case you didn't, I wanted to let everybody know.
It's March the 31st, this month, March the 31st, 2023, at Adler University. It will be live streamed. A link will be sent, and it will be in person. So register on Eventbrite, Illinois, ILCHAP Alumni Association launch. So this will be like where individuals, there will be food, there will be beverages, there will be music, there will be a panel. We have a panel of students who are formerly incarcerated, mixed with a couple students who are free students who have gone into the inside for higher ed. One is a male and one is a female. So we come in with various perspectives and diverse points of view. So it is the panel is multiracial, racial, and is also diverse with perspectives.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. And lastly, because you know that I know a lot of people who are system impacted, as well as you do. Why should someone join the Alumni Association? Like, if you were to pitch it to someone out there, why should someone join?
Well, someone should join because if you are system impacted, then you are part of a group of people. And those people that suffer in the same way you have suffered or have the same issues that you have become your constituents. So politics is a group of people coming together for mutual interest. So you can never change that which is affecting you unless you join with those who suffers in the same way. So people that join is, for example, as I'm speaking with you today, this allows us to collaborate and do something different. And we become a link, and another link connect to another link. That becomes a chain. So sometimes we go out to ask people external from us to do things that we come to each other and do. We can build one another up, and then we become a base. and we can advocate for ourselves through the base. And we can bring in others and teach them to be allies. So it's almost like we have to be the change we wish to see. So that means we first have to come together before we can ask other people to come to walk with us.
All right. And so thank you for taking out your time to, tell us about the Alumni Association and ILCHEP, and we'll be bringing you back on next week. I believe Monday is the day that we've agreed upon. So for everybody out there who's watching this, be looking out for Mr. Pizarro. He's going to come back and tell us more about ILCHEP, give us a little bit more information about the Alumni Association, and tell us more about himself and his journey. So thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to have you. It's always a pleasure to have you. We've had a few encounters with one another as far as talking about the issues dealing with the carceral system and everyone whose system impacted. So it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So everyone, this is the PIC TV Network. I'm Orion Meadows on the Prison Freedom Program with David Evans, our founder and president. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and don't forget to scan that code up there. Support the Prison Freedom show. Support the PIC TV Network. You see that we've had people come on here that's doing some very important and powerful work in our community, and we want to continue to provide you with this content. Any words, Dr. Evans, before we go to our commercial break?
Man, I want to say thank you, man. Hey, you did it again, man. I think we on almost 30 episodes, man. This was the fastest one we ever did, though. We're gonna bring him back on Monday, folks. Me and Brother O from Chicago gonna come right back in after this. My name is David Evans, President PIC TV Network. We here at the Big Business Expo, and guess what? Walmart Business, we're partnershiping with Walmart with some big things with the PIC TV Network. We met so many people at this expo that it is amazing. And we come in contact with the Waltons at Walmart Business. It's big for the PIC TV Network. I'm excited. I want you to get excited about PIC TV Network partnershiping with the biggest company in the world. All Walmart company investors, thank you. PIC TV.
Later. Hey friends, it's the TikTok text-to-speech girl. That's right, your TikTok queen here to tell you about something exciting. I want everyone to help support PIC TV Network. PIC TV, PIC TV. All you have to do is go to the Roku search bar. Type that in, and then you're wondering, okay, what do I get? 15 channels. And then you're wondering, okay, how much does it cost? So who likes saving money? Put your hands up. Me, I do. I love saving money. It's free. So PIC TV Network, it's on your Roku search bar. Search it up, free with 15 channels. Let's blow up PIC TV. And a shout out and a thank you to David Evans, the president of PIC TV. So go ahead. I'm going to crawl back inside your phone.